Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you can see me. I am Melody. I am sitting over near the extra tomatoes and peppers and just wanted to do an introduction, a better introduction on the channel and say hello to the new subscribers. Basically what this channel is about, this is a new homestead. I am an organic gardener, cook, bake, preserve, water bath can. I will be pressure canning soon thanks to Voon. And every Saturday I usually do a garden tour. Sundays I go live at 8 o'clock. And yeah, we keep it real and honest on this channel. I'm also on Shed Wars to teach people how to grow food. But in all honesty, I do that on my own channel anyway. I'm all about planting everything from seed and, let me stand up, doing everything from seed and I will only purchase something that I think is like totally awesome, and you'll see that in the garden tour. So this is Saturday and we're going to try this again, and we're going to try to do a garden tour. So we're over here at the little spare area. This is not a permanent fixture. This is just, I wanted to build up the soil over here because I have two raspberry bushes right there that are doing really well. Blueberry bush, but I think the deer got to that one. And I think we're going to do a row of raspberry bushes all the way across, you know, coming out yay far. And then we're strawberries first, then a whole row of raspberries, a whole row of blueberries. So that's the game plan. Extra tomatoes that were in the cups, sweet peppers, hot peppers. This is Cortland apple trees. We got two. If you're new here to the channel, we just got hit with a tornado that was verified, but it actually hit 6 to 8 minutes from here to where I used to live. So we kind of got skipped over on that one, but got the heavy winds and the torrential downpours, which has been my life story this season. There's the second apple tree looking good. This is that kitchen herb garden that I built by cinder blocks. You can go back and look at that video. The flowers are loving all this water. I harvested a bunch of sage, and look at it. It's crazy. I have to harvest sage. This is the Thai basil. I want to save seeds and I want to harvest that. The mammoth basil looks like it's getting a little burnt. The side behind me is the river. My other basils kind of have the same look to it. I don't know what that is exactly, but we'll see what happens. I gave my chives a haircut, major haircut, and dehydrated a lot, and look at how it's growing back already. This one is German thyme. Back there is Italian oregano. I already said the rosemary. I planted more parsley because I harvested a bunch, and now's the time to plant your cilantro seeds because it won't bolt. Dill, that's already been gone. The curly parsley has just not been doing too good over here. And then over here I have Mexican tarragon that's kind of taken over. I'm growing some St. John's wort because I do suffer anxiety, so that's right there. And then I think this one is the lemon thyme. Let me check. I tried this year to plant all, this is the German thyme, so that's the lemon thyme over there. So I'm trying to plant herbs that are perennials that will come back. I know all will not, obviously, but that's okay. And I have some buncheon onions. So this is the kitchen garden. And then we're going to go in to the garden that I built. So this is 8 galvanized raised beds, 8x4s. So let's start off in the front. I've been having such trouble with the straight neck heirloom this year, so planted another one. We'll see what happens in that pot. A bunch of different flowers, marigolds, zinnias, Benjamin buttons, you'll find all over here. Lots of sunflowers, just some extra flowers. This is the first tomato bed, and this was hit by the storm, not this one, the one before, and it pushed it from this side over, but I'm still picking away. I have been getting tomatoes now for the last 2-3 weeks. I just have so many videos. I'm trying. Yeah, so tomatoes, whole mixture. If you want to know what types that I grew, you could go back and look at that video. I have some coneflower right there with the free mulch that I asked for when they were cutting down trees. And I am growing some Chinese red noodle beans. This is green. But look at these puppies. Aren't they beautiful? And they are trellising all over. They're all over on this side. So this is the bed of tomatoes. And I am picking away. I'm out here actually with a bucket. Again, I can't tell you how many buckets I have of tomatoes, but this bed is not as bad as the other beds. This is the bed with the red noodle beans, and I also have, let me think, all my bush beans, which have been so productive. Lima beans, they're the Kentucky pole beans, and this here is rattlesnake pole beans on this trellis here. So that's the bean bed. And then we'll go down here. I have some little things in pots. This is the Kentucky whiskey barrel that I have my herbs in. You can see I planted a new parsley because I harvested the last one. And there's a little bit of basil coming up there, but it's looking good. I know you can see my shadow. I'm really sorry. It's sunny here today. Mammoth basil in there. That was long cherry tomatoes. I picked them. This pod here is Datali peppers, and it's just starting to actually do something. So is that one right there on the end where my finger is. And this is a Tabasco pepper that is finally starting to produce, but I think it should be out of the pot. This is one of the beds. Half is hot and the other half is sweet. I did a pretty big harvest on it, and I have a ton more. Look at all these shishito peppers. Fajita peppers. I just keep harvesting and it just keeps growing. These I think are the Serrano peppers that are hot, and then this is all the sweet. As you can see, I have a nasturtium that's going crazy out of the bed. And then I was so worried. I only had 3 seeds of lemon basil. One plant made it, and look at it. I have to harvest it, cut off all the seeds. It's just been nuts. This bed over here is all sweet peppers. Looks great. It's fantastic. I had a couple issues. The one over there is a little stunted because of the frost that we had. This one, not so much. It's doing great. I've been picking and picking, and they just keep growing and growing. And this is about my 10th bucket of tomatoes. I don't even want to get into that right now. I am weighing tomatoes, and my weight is really up there because I also do shed wars. So the peppers, the sweet peppers, are doing great. Like I said, a few issues, nothing major. So let's go back here. You can see how tomatoes are hanging out of the bed. Just is what it is from the storm, and I'll show that a little bit further. This is the eggplants. Look at how tall they are. They're doing great. I am growing Black Beauty eggplants right there. Well, no, that's a Rosa Blanca. If you can see that, I'm growing Rosa Blanca, Black Beauties, and an Oswald. Let me show you what an Oswald eggplant looks like. You ready for this? Look at this big puppy. It's huge. Lots of blooms. This is doing fantastic. It has little bites, no big deal. I have some onions and some sporadic carrots going on there, and a dwarf nasturtium right there. Let's go around the eggplants. Beautiful blossoms going on. I have basil tucked under here. You can see this. Let me move the leaf out of your way. There is another Rosa Blanca. This is one of the plants that I bought, which is white eggplant. Very interesting, I must say that. This is the Gold Rush zucchini, and I think it's just on its last breath. Some chocolate mint, and look, this is the same way too, and I think it's from the water. This is the Mammoth basil. Yep, Mammoth basil, and it's not looking much better than the other two out front. Black cherry, I was just harvesting it all, so I think I'm going to use this for something else. I'm growing sweet potatoes as an experiment in a really, really big pot right there. And this is that plant that I said is probably going to go because it's just looking to be about that time. And pretty good, not too bad. Easy Pick Gold Zucchini is the name of that. There's an idea of what the white looks like right there. Let me lower you down just a little bit. Hold on. Let me get you down. Okay. Let's keep this garden tour moving. I have some mint in here to try to, help with the bugs. There is just a Rosa Blanca. I think it's a Rosa Blanca. Black Beauties are in there. There's another Oswald up in there. But this Oswald over here just has my mind blown. But they are super duper tall. And they're still producing. They have big flowers on them. But this Oswald is the first time I've ever grown it. And it's enormous. I kid you not. Okay, zinnias are taking a beating now because of all the storms are starting to hang out. So is this tower with mixed things in it. This is my cucumbers. This is Ashley cucumbers. I have babies on there, but it hasn't been very, very productive. And there's been a ton of bees back here because of the fact that I have all these sunflowers. That one right there I call my Jack and the Beanstalk. Sunflower goes all the way down. It's huge. So all sunflowers going that way along the fence line. I started chamomile this year. I bought one chamomile, and this is the one I planted. Is finally producing, plus I have some babies down there, and hopefully this will overwinter good with some more zinnias, dwarf sunflower, more zinnias, and just sunflowers galore. This over here, sunflower, I have lemon balm, bee balm, and some California gigantea, zinnias all in here. Look at how beautiful. I keep forgetting the name of these roses. These are the coral knockout roses. And then I have more bee balm there and more lemon balm I'll be harvesting with a sunflower. Okay. There's the eggplants. Look at them. And the peppers. This I just cleaned out. I did arugula 2 days ago. Right there. This whole bottom row is arugula. I don't have a marked yet because storm came. The second row is a lettuce, if I'm not mistaken. And then Swiss chard, and I have to finish filling the rest of this up. I was just topping it off with some cow. This is the lemon basil that's doing fantastic. Let's keep going. Let's get through the jungle. This spaghetti squash, so taken over. Just look at them all. Hopefully you can see this. I mean, huge. It's all over. It's just finding everywhere. My Aunt Molly's ground cherry is looking like it's taking a beating. This is my other bed of tomatoes that got kind of blown that way. But they're in there. And I have to pick more, as you can very well see. But this is where the problem comes in at it. It blew it sideways. And it's really hard to get up the aisle because it has tomatoes hanging all down on the ground. You can see down there, it's just very hard. And this is the bed that really took a beating. I have some marigolds. You can see the way that they blew. And the side is all out and messing with my tower over there that had beans in it. But I'm getting really big tomatoes off of this bed. I kid you not, this one and this one. So it's going to stay as long as possible. And you can see, still has bugs. These are so tall. Celery, I'm going to harvest. This is the cantaloupe patch right here. That cantaloupe is finally starting. And I have, this is from a sustainable seed company, this type of watermelon. And let me show you something else. Right there is, I think, a refrigerator watermelon right there with another black one in the back. I just spotted a lot the other day. There's another one right here. And there's another black one. They're just mixed in here. So this is a small area. I'm into square foot gardening. And this is all watermelons, 3 different types with some sunflowers and cantaloupes. This is a pumpkin. Don't ask. I thought it was going to die, and it's trellising around the pole. Basil is doing pretty good. My snowball mint, can we talk about this? I don't know if it's because I picked some, but I'm going to harvest all this. We'll see what happens, but I really enjoyed having that this summer. It just did phenomenal, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Some of the runners are sticking out, so I don't know what you do because there's new growth right there. So if anybody knows, because this has been so productive, but I don't know if it was from all that rain. It now looks a little yellow, and this part is drooping. So I may just end up harvesting it all. This is the bed that has the spaghetti squash right there. I have my ruby red cabbage still there. 2 celeries that are going to get harvested any day. I have lemon cucumbers right there. And like a market more, but cucumbers just don't like me this year. This is, I think, I'm on a battery pack. Let me untangle myself. I think this was my little baby pumpkins, so nothing yet. But I think I finally see butternut squash. This is butternut squash area over here. I've seen a couple, so that's finally going. And let's see if I can get through the zinnias that fell down from the winds. Beautiful. And I'm just deadheading them and saving seeds. Save seeds. This is the back tower that took a beating. That's the cucumbers I already spoke about. That has some babies on there. And then if behind the butternut squash, this is acorn squash, and I decided to let it come out of the bed and crawl over the ground because it wasn't producing anything. And there's the ruby red cabbage that's been in since spring. And then the watermelon I showed you. I have watermelon going up. The sunflower. This is my next stint of potatoes. I did an experiment, 2x4 area, and then I expanded it out. This is my second batch of potatoes. I'm going to let that go probably into September. This plant here, this is the whole zucchini patch. This one here is starting to look a little spent, so I have a backup one ready to plant. But it does have some on there. That's the summer gray summer squash. There's one there. I have to get out here and pick more, and I already have its on. There's another one there. So a couple more days for this one, and I'm going to be putting another one in the hole. And then let's see. I just picked, there's zucchini down there. Oh Lord, here's another monstrous one down there. There's another one over there. So I mean, these are holding up, and the ones that aren't, I have been just removing and planting another. Do you see that right there? Zucchini in there growing. This is one of the babies that I planted. This is just one of 2 so far that I planted, so that's there. This is Cocozello zucchini, and there's 2 right there vertically I'm growing. And the one next to it, I think it's just a gray Black Beauty. There it is, another one. And this is the one I planted about 2 weeks ago. It's doing pretty good. And I see more cucumbers in the back. There's a cucumber up against the fence. Hopefully you can all see that cucumber. So very slow production, but as these start dying back, which this has been going on pretty good, I haven't gotten a lot of bugs on this, but that Easy Pick Gold Rush, I did get a lot of bugs. So I will rip out and put another one in the hole and amend the soil. Let's see. This is the tower that got beat up, but this endive is loving it. I have a lot of endive on the bottom. This lettuce was fine until we just got that tornado. This kale was fine until then, but I'm going to rip some things out and plant some more. These are those dollar store stackables that have been doing great. There's some basil, sage, some, cut and grow again. Onions in here, just an array of stuff. You can see the peppers, and I just did another major harvest. There's peppers all in the sweet bed, Eggplants have been doing fantastic. Got to take the good with the bad, and the bad for me, that's a lot of tomatoes to be planting. I don't normally do that many, but due to the bug out seed bag, which you can go back and take a look at that, that is why I have so many tomatoes. And we just had storm after storm after storm. But you want pollinators in your garden, sunflowers is the way to go. I've been doing this for years. And then I will cut off the ones. I have a big one up there that's hanging. I'm going to end up cutting off before the birds eat it. And I am saving seeds. So let's see. I think I may have covered everything. Half hot, half sweet, lemon basil, all sweet, the tomatoes. Did I show the last bed, how it's going out from the side? I think I did. We'll go down this aisle just in case I missed something. But this garden is completely new, all organic. There's a tomato. But this is why I can't get up the aisle any longer, because I have down tomatoes everywhere. And then this bed here, the tomatoes got pushed this way, which, let me grab this tomato. I don't know how I'm going to see them all. The tomatoes are all now going over to here, all the way over from the tornado. So, and lots of sunflowers everywhere. So everything's doing good. Cantaloupe wants to vine out, and I'm just going to let it. And the beans, just an update from Joe, Garden State Gardener. I was like, should I pick out my beans? I got so many. I think I got like 50, 60 pounds of bush beans. And he said, pick more beans, you get more beans. So there's more beans, Joe, because I highly doubt I missed them. So I might not have to plant any more extra beans for my fall garden. And I have to harvest them. And these aren't in yet. But these Chinese red noodle beans are definitely in. So I'm getting lots and lots and lots of peppers and tomatoes, and I'm extremely grateful. I mean, I cannot even, no one would believe it if I said it, because I've been so busy. A lot of the videos I've been doing have been cutting me off, but I've done a lot of videos when I got my first tomatoes, so forth and so on. So they might not be in chronological order, but I'll try to post what I can. But I am way up there in the tomato. I mean, I showed it in a live on Friday, what my dining room and poor kitchen looks like. Now it looks 10 times worse, because I have like 10 pots, 10 bowls full of just tomatoes. And yeah, so I think tomorrow, you can see, I have to like dig in there to pick. It's really a shame, but the storms were terrible this year. I'm just grateful, like I said, to be getting this many tomatoes. Just unbelievable. And peppers are doing great. So, my son is going to come over for eggplant parm dinner, and I'll probably do some chicken parm. And I think that's going to be this week's garden tour. I think I covered everything, and I wanted to properly introduce myself to the new subscribers and let you know what this channel is about, which is all about peace and love. There's enough negativity in the world, and growing our own food organically, preserving it. A lot of baking and cooking in late fall and winter time. And I will bring you along when I use my pressure canner for the first time that I got from Voonchild. So very exciting. And I'm getting ready, believe it or not, to try to have a fall garden. So I think I covered everything for this week's garden tour. Pretty sure I did. I don't think I left anything out. Me and my friend last night just sat back and ate some s'mores, which I'm glad that we did, because I needed to sit down and actually just relax. I've been killing myself. So, this is it, ladies and gents. This is this end of July garden tour, and I just hope to, bring you all along for all the exciting things that are going to be happening on the channel. So, like I said, this is the end of July's garden tour. Things do change drastically, and but some things look great and some things look bad, and that's the name of the game. But God bless you, love you, share, like, subscribe, and yeah, I go live on Sundays at 8 Eastern. I'm in Grow Zone 7B, Pennsylvania, so I hope to see y'all around. Don't forget to comment. I love the comments. These are all awesome. And like I said, thanks again to the new subscribers. And let's see where this journey takes us. So until next time, I will see you guys on the next garden tour. Be blessed.